What's up, you guys? Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday to everyone that is tuning in, whether you are live or on the replay. Hey, Pastor Ron, how you doing? How you doing today, brother? How are you doing? We are halfway through the month of September. We halfway through this month already. It seems like it legitimately just started, man. Our declaration is don't fear the change. Yeah. Our declaration is don't fear the change. I'm going to say that again. Our declaration is don't fear the change. The change that's coming to your life. This morning as I was getting up and getting ready to just start my day and get the things I need to get accomplished done, finish the shirts I need to send off this morning and different things like that, I woke up and I immediately noticed that there was just a shift spiritually. This week for me has been a rough week. It has been a rough week apart from dealing with my uncle's death. It has been a week where the enemy has listened. Any way that he could try it, he has legitimately been trying to just honestly get the best of me and get me into a mindset of just wanting to just throw in a towel and say, forget everything. And not even from a financial standpoint, it's just been little attacks after little attacks after little attacks. But this morning, I woke up pretty early and I just noticed that it was a shift. I didn't wake up feeling as heavy as I've been feeling every single morning this week. And as I was seeking God all week, I've been saying, I don't know what is on the other side of like all these attacks, God, the enemy, just picking at me back to back to back to back to back. I do not know what is on the other side of this. And so as I was spending time with God and just asking God, like, what brought about the shift? That's one thing about me is that I'm always asking God questions. I'm always saying, God, what changed? Why does it feel this way? And I found that a lot of times there's revelation and there's always a reason why you can sense things spiritually. And so as I was asking God this, the Lord said all the enemy was doing this week was trying to prevent you from getting to the point where you see things change, right? And the Lord was talking to me. He said, many people, what they don't realize, because they look at how hard it's been, how rough it's been. They look at the weight, the negative emotions that they've been feeling, the situations, the circumstance, the many delays. He said, but what many people don't realize is that behind, the scenes, that heaviness is there. Those attacks are there. Those emotions are there because simply life itself for many people is about to change. The Lord said life as many people know it is about to change. And then he began to say, everybody wants, God to move. Everybody wants a miracle. Everyone wants God to shift, their life and to shift their circumstance. But a lot of times people are not ready for the change that accompanies God moving in your life. I'm going to say it again. He said many people are not, really ready as they may feel for the change that's about to happen in their life. And a lot of times we kind of reject, the new things that God is doing, the change, because it's something that we didn't expect, right? When he begins to move, when he begins to touch situations in our lives, like a lot of times that change, don't look like what, we thought it was going to look like. And so we reject it because we're used to things being a certain way. But I woke up this morning and the Lord told me, he said, life as many people know it is about to change. He said, tell them to embrace it. I'm going to say it again. He said, tell them to embrace it. And this change is not just in one area of your life, but change is coming for many of us in areas where we've been wanting to throw in the towel, areas where we've grown weary, right? And the Lord said, change is coming, but it's not going to be, for many people, your life is about to go in an entirely different direction. You thought that God was going, that your life was flowing one way. And the Lord says it's about to shift. For some people, it's literally about you are used to a situation being a certain way. And it's literally about to change. And that was what I perceived in the atmosphere this morning, right? Was just God literally saying life as you know it is about to change. And he said for many people, this is why for some this week has been specifically hard. For some people, it's been the last 2 weeks, the last 3 weeks. Some of y'all can say, Apostle, it's been this entire year, where it's just been little things back to back to back to back to back on top of some major things, right? Some major hits emotionally. But God said to release it. Don't fear the change that is coming. Changes to addresses, changes to, jobs, changes in, places where you live, like relocations, right? Even changes when it revolves around the people that God is ushering into your life in this season. The Lord says, tell them, don't fear the change that is coming. I'm going to say it again. Do not fear the change that is coming. And even as this change hits our life, for some people, it means certain people that were once in your life, it may be God cutting ties on some of these people. People that you never thought in a million years, right, God would cut off. But in this season, as God brings us into the things, as he ushers us into his blessings, the dead weight has to go, right? And this is not a negative word in itself. It's just God saying, welcome the change that is coming into your life. Because even though the change is coming into many of our lives, it may not look at first like this is what our blessing gives. But as time goes on, what many people are going to understand is that the change that's coming in this hour, that it is indeed, leading us to the very thing that many of us have been, praying for. For some people, God is going to change your strategy. You may be used to flowing and operating a certain way in the confines of business, in the confines of day-to-day life, in the confines of ministry. The Lord says, welcome the change. Welcome whatever change he's asking you to make in this hour, whatever change life brings your way in this hour, welcome it. The Lord says, welcome it. And even as he was talking to me about, how change is coming, in the way that we operate in business, in the way that we operate in ministry, he was leading me to think about, even for me, just the shift to TikTok, right? That's one of the things that God, that I've been doing for the past few months, is actually going live on TikTok twice a day, right? And so the Lord said, did not that change bring about significant growth? Have things not been growing at a very rapid pace for you on that platform? And, and so initially when I first started, he led me to think about this. Initially, when I started, I was a little bit weary of TikTok because I had been so accustomed to Periscope. I had been so accustomed to Haps. I had been so accustomed to YouTube that it just felt like, God, why you it's like you leading me all over the place. It's like with every single change that's happening, it's like, God, I'm having to start from the ground up. I'm having to start at point zero, right back at the very beginning. But what I didn't know with shifting over to TikTok is that even though it looked like I was having to start over all again, that change was actually accompanied by strategic growth, acceleration, right? And so, it was an answer to so many prayers. Just TikTok in itself, it was an answer to so many prayers. And so you never know what the changes are. It may look like for some people, as God begins to, shift you, as certain things begin to change, it may feel like for certain people, man, God, it feels like I'm having to start over. It feels like I'm having to heal again. It feels like I'm having to go through certain phases that I thought I would never have to revisit again, right? But God says, welcome the change in this season, because it bears much fruit. It produces the change and the answers to many of our prayers. And so, that was this morning's word. And that was kind of what the Lord was leading me to think about this morning, because I woke up and I just felt refreshed this morning. I just felt like, okay, today feels different. I'm not weighed down. I don't feel heavy or any of that. And so that was the revelation that God gave me this morning about the shift. And for many people, that change, whatever the change yields, because it's different for all of us, the change starts now. Some of you guys, as little as today, you're going to start to see certain things begin to change. God is going to be giving you signs that certain things, for some people, it's literally going to be new ideas, brand new ideas, things that you had never thought about doing, things that you ain't never thought about running business this way. You ain't never thought about doing ministry this way. But welcome this change. Some of y'all, it's like you're going to wake up. It's going to be like a light bulb moment. When I say wake up, it's going to be like a light bulb moment where God is literally going to wake you up, and you're going to start seeing things, especially the people around you, for what they really are. You're going to start seeing them for what they really are. And it's like once God shows you, you won't be able to unsee it. And it's just like God saying, you're starting fresh. You're not starting over. I'm giving you a clean slate. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say that again. It ain't you starting over. Come on. It's a clean slate. Can I just get somebody to say that? It's a clean slate this time. It is a clean slate. It looks like you starting over. Come on, but if you can get just give that change that God is ushering in a chance, you're going to see that, man, God, this was just a clean slate. This just presented me the opportunity to do things differently, to pursue love differently. I don't know who that's for. To pursue love differently, to pursue dating differently, to pursue business differently, to pursue whatever that job is differently, to pursue whatever it is differently. Come on. It's a clean slate. That's all it is. That's all this change welcomes in. And it's literally God saying, for all the hell that you've been through, for all that you've had to endure, I gotta give you a clean slate so that you can see, come on, that my plans are good for you. My plans are to bring you into a bright and prosperous future. And it starts with a clean slate. Come on. We're not starting, whatever God is doing in this season from a place of still having the residue of the old season on us. What God is literally saying is, it's a clean slate. And that is the word on this morning. I can't add nothing else to it. I cannot take away anything from it. And I'm grateful for the clean slate. Many of us, I don't know about you, but I'm grateful for a clean slate. I'm grateful for a chance to do things differently, because here's the thing. Change welcomes growth. Change welcomes the blessings of God. Change produces something different in our lives. And so be encouraged on today. Be encouraged on today. Be aware of what God is showing you on today. Like, let your spirit perceive what is happening on today. And I don't know if I'm the only person that has just perceived that today in itself. I woke up and it just felt like today is going to be a good day. It's kind of like when the enemy is on your back, you wake up and you just kind of feel like it's going to be more stuff back to back to back to back to back, right? But today I woke up and I just felt so light. I was so grateful for it, because I'm like, Lord, it's been a rough week. It's been a rough 2 weeks, God. But I'm just so grateful that today literally feels differently. And so listen, that is it. Yes, out with the old. That is the word for today. If you guys can receive it, can you guys just simply tell God thank you? Can you just tell him thank you? To those of you guys that need to sow seed into this word or feel led to sow seed into this word, you let God lead you with what you sow and even what the seed title is going to be. Some of y'all may feel led to say, out with the old seed. You just let God lead you as far as what you label this particular seed. He'll tell you what you need to label it and how you need to address it. To those of you guys that need to sow your tithes, even if it's not to this ministry, let that be the first thing that you take care of today, to pay your tithes. And so that is it. If you want to purchase a t-shirt, y'all, the link is in the description. I almost said the bio, in the description of every single video on here. If you need to purchase a session, that link is there. But I love y'all. I am rooting for you guys. And so until next time, y'all. Peace.